what's up guys? This is Criteria from Universal Broadcasting ENT and welcome to my channel. The video, this one's going to be the history of the Martian Manhunter. We're doing a lot of superhero things today, so we might as well stick with the theme. Let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into it.
Today's episode of Variant is brought to you by Domain.com. Today on Variant, I give you the history of one of my favorite comic book characters, Martian freaking Manhunter.
Yeah, he's cool. Supergirl, he gets utilized a little bit differently. I wish they would use a lot more for him, or even create his own show. They could do a spin-off.
The animated series during the holidays. I know it's
I've always loved Martian
so
Manhunter.
You can make it one for you too.
That's why I was kind of mad about Cyborg being in the Justice League. I wish that Martian Manhunter would have been.
He actually came in at number 6 on my 10 best superheroes list episode several months back. So I know I'm
gonna have to do a top 10 superhero list.
You're excited to hear about him, so let's talk about him. Martian Manhunter first appeared in Detective Comics issue 225 in 1955 in the issue's backstory. That's right, he's been around for a long time. He was created by Joseph Samixon and Joe Certa, but let's get into his comic book origin because I want to talk about
like Batman a lot. He wears a lot of Batman shirts.
His original origin and or backstory goes a little something like this. John Jones is Martian Manhunter's real name. He's a keeper of the peace and an authority figure on the planet Mars. He has a vast array of powers and abilities. John is amongst the greatest to have ever served as a Manhunter and has protected his home for many years. One day, however, an Earth scientist named Dr. Saul Ardell was experimenting with alien technology in secret. While doing so, he accidentally transported John Jones from Mars to Earth. Realizing there was a 7-foot-tall Martian in front of him put the doctor in such shock his heart gave out. This left John stranded on a foreign planet with malfunctioning teleportation technology and no easy way home. So John, being the compassionate Martian he is, uses his time on Earth to help others, upholding truth and justice as he had done on Mars for so many years.
That's cool.
He has taken many forms using his shapeshifting abilities and played many roles over the years, such as detective, spy, superhero, diplomat, and so on. John always uses his powers and abilities to protect the weak and serve the common good. But out of all those, he is most notably known for shapeshifting into a human form to be a detective when not being a superhero.
Who are you? My name is John Jones. I'm a detective, just like you.
See? Detective, not green and stuff. Martian Manhunter eventually got his own series and wasn't just in backup stories anymore. Well,
yeah, he needs his own series on the TV show.
Manhunter, but he did headline the book called House of Mystery from
maybe Netflix could pick that up. That'd be dope. Martian Manhunter Netflix
was again put in backup stories. During the Silver Age of comic books, which is the time between the mid-1950s,
I think Netflix only has a deal with Marvel. I'm not quite sure.
Martian Manhunter. He became a founding member of the Justice League of America, which we see for the first time in The Brave and the Bold issue 28. As we worked our way into the Bronze Age of comics, which is the years between 1970 and 1985, we saw John leave the JLA and rejoin his people on Mars 2. He did return for occasional cameos, but was largely absent from publication during the 1970s. But then he rejoined the team in the 1984 War of the Worlds story arc, and has remained a staple of the Justice League pretty much ever since.
Green Arrow, I see you, bro.
Earths, John became a larger player in the DC
I love the whole Arrowverse. I love everything.
Usually as a team.
Legend of Tomorrow is my least favorite, but I still like it.
Heights of popularity for the Justice League, the Manhunter
probably go
achieved arguably his greatest exposure
Flash, Arrow,
in a self-titled ongoing series
Supergirl,
which ran for 37 issues.
Legend of
Jumping
Tomorrow.
ahead a little bit, Martian Manhunter was killed off in Final
I wonder if
Crisis.
Black Lightning's going to get into the mix sometime soon, because they're all in the same area.
He was resurrected a few years later during the Blackest Night miniseries, and right after was featured in the Brightest Day miniseries. Now, soon after Brightest Day, the DC Universe was completely rebooted with the DC's New 52, and of course Martian Manhunter was no exception. The New 52 rendition of Martian Manhunter is given in the backup pages of Justice League of America. Here the Martian race is a telepathic race that is in full communion with one another as well as the planet itself. John is supposed to become the next leader of his people, and so must undertake a rite of passage where he must detach himself from his people and understand what it's truly like to be alone. Because the Martian race had no such concept, as it was a very communal race, and John needed the training in order to lead his people.
Wonder if all his people died.
The paradise he once knew was burning, with not much left but ashes. Not a single psychic presence could be felt. John was now truly alone, standing in the burning ruins of his home planet. John adopted the name Manhunter and was in search for the being behind his misery. He eventually does end up tracking down the being that destroyed his planet and follows him to Earth, only to find out he's a body-hopping telepath named Thoth, whose infectious poisonous thoughts wiped out the Martian civilization.
So listen to White Martians like in the CW.
its consciousness escapes and is set loose on Earth. As for what John is up to in general in the New 52, he was reintroduced as a member of the covert Stormwatch organization, which had previously appeared exclusively in the comics set in DC's Wildstorm Comics imprint. So in the New 52, Martian Manhunter is not a founding member of the Justice League, but it is hinted in several different New 52 comics that he was a member of the Justice League for a brief time. In Stormwatch issue 12, John quits the team and
they need to bring him back, man. I love Martian
his
Manhunter.
existence from the minds of his Stormwatch teammates. After this, John goes back to his roots and joins the New 52 version of the Justice League of America. The New 52 Justice League of America is formed by Amanda Waller and Steve Trevor. The team was created to take down the original Justice League in case they ever got out of line. So each member was specifically chosen to take on certain members of the original Justice League. And of course, Martian Manhunter was chosen to take on freaking Superman. That should just give you an idea of how powerful John is, but I'll get into his powers later. Most recently, John and a few select members of the Justice League of America.
I think he could take on Superman. It'll be a close match. I think Superman will win, but Martian Manhunter, I think he'll be up there.
Forever Evil due to the Justice League of America being forced to disband. And I gotta say, I'm really enjoying the Justice League United series. So if you're looking for a good team book to read, I definitely would recommend it. Now, whenever you think of Martian Manhunter, you also now think of Miss Martian due to her popularity increasing because of the Young Justice cartoon, which was amazing, by the way, and needs to be brought back. Miss Martian, or her real name, Megan Morris, is a young white Martian. White Martians are a similar race to that of Martian Manhunters, but usually evil. Long story short, she wanted to be good, so she came to Earth and joined the team.
That is in the CW.
Martian Manhunter acts as a mentor of sorts for her and allows her to stay on Earth while maintaining her respect for him.
On the show, Supergirl, that happened.
That's just
she actually came
summary,
as a white,
but I'll get into more for a future history
Martian
of this Martian episode. But now it's time to talk about some powers and abilities, and Martian Manhunter almost has an endless amount, so I won't be able to mention all of them, but I will give you a pretty good overview. The Martian Manhunter possesses vast amounts of superhuman strength, comparable to Superman's strength, easily making him one of the strongest beings in the DC universe. John can further supplement his strength by increasing his size. His great strength has also been shown by his ability to harm Superboy Prime, which if you don't know, that's a feat in itself. I mean, John can stand toe-to-toe with Superman in a fight, not to mention he has held his own against the entire Justice League by himself. I just feel like he's a highly underrated character by most people, especially when it comes to how powerful he is. In fact, writer and chief creative officer of DC Comics,
he's powerful.
Quoted saying, "The New 52 will make Martian Manhunter the most dangerous character in the DC universe." He is just a beast of a character, having a crap ton of other abilities like invulnerability, flight, super speed, stamina, regeneration, shape-shifting, intangibility, invisibility, telepathy, telekinesis, Martian vision, Martian breath, sonic scream, psionic blast, psionic shield, x-ray vision, and the list goes on. He's just such a cool character. With all that said, Martian Manhunter does have a weakness, which is fire, but even Superman has kryptonite, so what are you gonna do? In the New 52, it has been revealed that much like previous origins, John has a psychosomatic weakness to fire, stemming from the traumatic fire-related destruction of his race. Which
I get that. I think that happened in the show too, where he was
even as he is being affected
scared of fire because that's how his planet died.
Martian Manhunter even says, "Rationally, fire can do me no harm. It cannot, it should not, but it does. But it didn't used to." Layman's terms, it's all in his head. Now, before I give you some Martian Manhunter reading recommendations, I want to give you some TV recommendations because he's been in a bunch of cartoon series like Justice League Unlimited, The Batman, and Young Justice. So if you want to see him on the small screen, any of those are highly recommended. I actually believe Justice League Unlimited, and Young Justice are all on Netflix streaming, but don't quote me on that. They may have taken it down, so check for yourself. As for reading recommendations, we have Brave and the Bold issue 28, Detective Comics issue 225, Justice League of America Volume 1 from the New 52, Justice League United series, JLA Trial by Fire, Martian Manhunter Others Among Us, and Justice League International Volume 1. Those are just a few to get you guys started.
Alright guys, well that was pretty cool learning about the history of John Jones, or aka Martian Manhunter. I like him a lot. He's always probably been the second favorite of mine behind the Flash in the DC universe. So yeah, they should do like a spin-off show or do a Netflix show or something so that they can show him and his capability and actually have him as the lead character. I think that would be super dope. But you guys let me know what you guys think down below. Please leave a like, please leave a comment so that we can discuss this, or if you have any other suggestions for other videos for me to do. And please subscribe, become part of the family. I do videos almost every day. I will leave the original link down below so you guys can go check out some more videos on their channel. And until next time, let's keep it going.